Welcome to the soon-to-be 100% functional, I'd say it's about 95 to 99 now, the amazing Suzuka Hilltop Raceway. Based originally on the F1 track Suzuka in Japan, I expanded it to be a little bit longer since it was really too short for HO scale anyway, but about approximate shape. Then I thought I should add a third level. So it actually is three levels, ground and two uppers. Yes, indeed. There's the main tower, and I've got the LEDs turned way down so they show up better. That's actually red. The camera, this poor little camera, blows them out to yellow, but not too shabby. I have individual towers labeled 1 through 4, of course, for each lane, and 4 through 1, depending on if you're in front of or behind them. The main gantry towers across the track show the 4 LEDs bars in the middle, show you race state, which mirrors what's going on in the main tower. And then on the left and the right, it will show you the color of the track of the the lane that is winning, and an LED, a single LED in the middle of that cluster will light up every time it crosses the finish line. So you know when it's crossing the line and hits the sensors. The double row, the one below it, the center 4 show you the race state, but then left and right are going to be LEDs which show you your fuel level for lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you're going to do fuel racing. So besides the cues on the computer monitor with the race coordinator software and the wonderful Viasue hardware, it will actually show you a bright green LED, then it'll slowly turn yellow, then it'll turn red, and depending on how you have the software set for the race, you'll know how many laps you really have left. And plus you'll get audio cues from the software, and then you need to pull up before you run out of gas. You need to pull up on top of the sensor, and then it will say know that you are pitted, and it will start filling up your tank, and it will blink the colors all the way up to blinking green, and the minute it stops blinking, you're full and you can take off again. And the track won't cut out, but it'll stop counting your lap times if you run out of gas, and you will lose. It knows that much. Also, for all of these, I have 4 different, since I've got 4 tracks, I've got 4 separate call buttons for 4 different people. Any one of the call buttons or the space bar on the PC will put it into yellow flag mode. And that way the towers will start blinking yellow. It'll tell you yellow flag, and the power will be cut completely to all 4 lanes. And then you can go and put your car back on the track, the same spot, and then hit the call button again, and it will do a countdown. It will do the staging lights again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, green through red, or red through green, and then go full green, and it starts up again. So yeah, I programmed the towers. I made my own LED strings and different, copied their design. Paul at Viasue has been excellent in tutoring me how I should use the little Arduino board and how to hook up to it to create more actual, since you have your choice of, it'll support 4 circuits. The software will support 4 different towers, customizable LED towers. And so I just basically talked to him and copied his little box design, which basically just, you have to hook it into the Arduino board and then put a capacitor between the hot and cold leads, and then a resistor on the data lead going out to the assignable RGB strings, up to 24 of them. Also found out that if you try to run too many strings in parallel, which I, in my ignorance, I thought that'd be fine, that you get data loss and confusion, and so they were just kind of making random weird crap. And there's also limitations while the race is running. The software is using a lot of computing power and sending a lot of data, and if you combine too many complicated commands, and the towers, since the towers can have many combinations of data being sent to them to light up and do different things, that you tend to get data loss as well, and they don't function correctly. So I had to experiment, since I'm trying to do 8 total towers, around the racetrack. As far as gantry data, I found out that I had to actually split that between 2 controllers. So it's actually 2 sets of LED string controllers doing the same thing, because I couldn't really hook up more than 4 towers with the extra added parallel cabling without getting data loss and problems. And even after that, I had to limit what kind of data I was sending to the towers, such as in my case, once again, it's just my case, I wanted to have the main tower show on the sides. I wanted it to show the remaining race time, and that just wouldn't work. Every time it went to the next heat, the LEDs would totally freak out. So, but I believe I've got it stable now. And you can see we've got the start line here. Goes around. This is Suzuka on the ground. It does a wiggle. It goes under here, then around, then into sort of a right-hander, into a long straight, into a tight hairpin. Then that comes up and does a hill climb, a sweeping hill climb, to a super long straight I put up top, to a long chicane, left, right, that flies you into a long sweeping 15-inch curve sweeper to the right, then a 90-degree sweeper to the left, then another sweeper to the right, and that goes into a little tricky, comes down straight, and then it goes into it gets tighter and tighter into there, and then similar pulls on down, so it's not too tight of a turn, but you do have to watch it. And we're back into across the line. I've got 2 sets of garages lit up. These are the silver, what's it called? It's called a Tenoris, yes. I got that. That's a classic Super G, or is it a Mega G? Anyway, AFX, I got that as a classic. That is on a new stock V-Spec Viper car. Runs frickin' awesome. The 2, I've got a pair of Jag PR5 long body GTs, souped up Jag cars, long body in the Mustangs. Then I've got the GT500s are running at the moment. Those have regular Jag long chassis PR5s that are not GT'd. Very different driving feel. Down here, these are short body regular Jags, and these are the 2. In these GT40s, I have GT Jag PR6 short body Jag GTs. And honestly, that Viper is a bad motherfucker. Excuse my language. They all drive extremely well. Really nice times. Then, of course, I've got my collection of AFX over here, as well as some silliness. I've got a Speed Racer under there. These are all basically AFX cars. Some of these I have hot them up with heavier magnets. So these I run at typically 18 volts, and that Vet C8 is incredibly sticky. I'm not sure exactly how it ended up being so sticky, but it just, at 18 volts, I can pretty much keep the hammer down through a lot of stuff. Very similar to the others. Depending on the body, they do want to fly off a little bit more. It really depends on the body style. So whatever, it's all good. But yeah, also I've got some DeFalco DD505 controllers. Yeah, all these towers and such, they're all 3D printed and designed by me, and I decided I needed some holsters for these not cheap controllers. So I named them after the Greek alphabet. What is it? Alpha, beta, gamma, delta. I think that's in line. I'm not sure, but yeah, I made the holsters for the Falcos so they would be good. Also, I made it to where you could swap out which controller you want to use at which lane. So as we do 4-lane heats and keep swapping lanes, you can use your own controller. You don't have to use somebody else's. You've got it set the way you want it. Same thing with all the high boundaries, fences and everything. Those are all designed and 3D printed. I kept adding them as I realized, depending on how crazy I went with faster cars, that things were flying off the track. Down here, I have a nice adjustable 10 amp power supply. Originally saw this by the guy at Viper. They resell them. Found the same one, of course, because they just resell them on Amazon. $45. Great 10 amp controller. I run the AFX at 18 volts, and I typically run all of the faster Vipers and Jags at 12, and they're still plenty fast. Honestly, at times, you really have to be careful with the trigger. So I think it's a good place to be. And of course, it's all hooked up to a PC, a laptop, and I love having all these tunnels everywhere. It's pretty darn cool. And I have lighting underneath as well. And of course, at the moment I have a Styracosaurus peeping around, and I'm not even sure, maybe that could be a T-Rex, and an Ankylosaur, and of course the Brachiosaur is chilling by the start line. Then of course you've got the Viasue software, the Viasue hardware, which is run by the race coordinator software. Excellent stuff. It's so complicated, you can go crazy with it. Also, I realized that certainly when I practice by myself, and if there's only a couple of players, if you're not around it, every time you have a wreck, you have a yellow flag, so you have to put the controller down and run around the table. So I got some official Suzuka Hilltop Raceway silicone tongs for grabbing across, and there's just silicone tongs, and I 3D printed the Hilltop Raceway to make them official. They seem to work the best. I tried other grabbers, and a pair of 17-inch silver silicone tip tongs works quite well grabbing cars. So the software is really cool. For example, the way it's set up, here I can go to, for example, it's in practice mode. So if I go start race, go back to wide angle view. Wide angle view, if we go to practice mode,
go.
Everything goes green, and it wants you to cross the line. So
Driver 1 best lap.
And that behavior is being mirrored across
Driver 4 against lap.
I can yellow flag at any time.
Yellow flag. Go.
So that's basic practice mode, which I do a lot because I'm practicing what the cars will do and what the lanes are like, and just practicing in general. If you go to a, say for example, we went to a fuel race. There's a test fuel race. You'll see it starts, and everything, once again, the 4 in the middle always represent, and the main tower, the race state. And so the race state is stopped at the moment. It's getting ready to start in a minute. And you've got the 4 green lights on the bottom for lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that represents you've got a full fuel tank. So if we start the race.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, we're driving, so crossing the line. Oops, finger.
New race leader. New driver record.
Shows you who's in the lead.
New race leader.
And I'm going to run out of gas here. Well, actually, I have it set to use gas very...
New driver record.
And that was too fast of a lap. And it's not using very much gas, so I can't show you. But anyway, yeah, they'll count down to they'll count down to reds, and then I'll have to pit, which means putting your finger over it.
Pit stop started.
And so it's blinking because it's
fuel.
There you go, because it didn't take long to fill it up, and the race has started again.
Halfway through the heat.
And that's about as interesting as
Yellow
that's going to
flag.
get. Oh, you got a yellow flag. Oh, yeah, so I did hit a yellow flag. So, well, let me see. That's because I quit. Hold on. So we are yellow flagging. You can see. Oh, and also on the main tower, the top LEDs are showing you blue is actually currently leading the heat. So it works really well. And then when you start the heat over, all the towers reflect what's going on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So it doesn't matter where you are on the track or where you happen to be looking. This is totally customizable. I talked a lot with Paul about this, and I don't know anybody else who's actually doing it my way. Other people may have far more things they think are far more useful than what I'm putting on each one of the towers. But that's the way I've got it set up at the moment. So, and we can yellow flag again.
Left. Yellow flag.
Yellow flagged, and we're going to quit. And we're back to the main screen. And that's about it. Yeah, it's really cool. I've been practicing a lot on all tracks, trying to dial in the cars, dialing the amount of magnets and downforce that I want for the cars. So, you know, how fast can I go? At one point I had them, they were too much downforce to where I could do blazing laps, just keep the hammer down, and they would never come off the track. And it was amusing to see how fast they could do and do laps, you know, 3.5 seconds on this huge 3.4, but it was boring. There was nothing in it. So this is was much cooler doing it this way. I'll do one more sweep. And I realized that if you're flying, sometimes it'll jump a fence, or go through things. So I ended up putting much more fences in all sorts of places. Just to make sure, and of course I made all these great street lights. And there's also obviously lights underneath for all the tunnels. There's the back of the main tower. speakers. Some tools. Work in progress. And as I mentioned, I've got Speed Racer, Racer X, Monkey Mobile down there. And the Batmobile is hiding somewhere. Yeah, the Monkey Mobile. There's the Batmobile. The Monkey Mobile is a DR1. It's a drag car. It's a Jag drag car. You need to make a drag strip. And all the fast upscale cars. And the Suzuka tongs. Suzuka Hilltop Raceway tongs. This is not Suzuka, it started as Suzuka. So there you have it. Suzuka Hilltop Raceway. It's pretty much ready to rock. Practice a little bit more, make sure everything's tight, and makes a good complement to the grand piano and the Gretsch and Gibson guitars in the background. So, and all the dinosaurs. So, there you go. Cool.